Well, I think that it's a very significant story.
Okay.
There's a lady who had been accused, of involvement in a ghost names scandal. And all along, the media had created the impression that she had absconded from justice. And there had been public calls for her to be declared a wanted person and so on. I mean, her return is significant. I mean, it shows a certain level of confidence. She appears to be confident that nothing will be found against her. And I'm sure that she will avail herself of all the opportunities she has to present herself to the law enforcement agencies for the investigation. It's a very bold move, and I think we all have to wait, for the outcome of the investigations. It is difficult to think that if she was not confident of her innocence, she would have come back to the country. So we just wait and see. I mean, there's a very significant, confident move. Now, it is the Fourth Estate which investigated this scandal and first published the details of it and so on. My problem is that I also appear to have a lot of respect for the Fourth Estate. They've done work before, which proved to be extremely valuable and thorough. So these are the two situations we have: the confidence of the lady, the impeccable record of the Fourth Estate, the state's interest in the matter, and her return. It's a very interesting cocktail, and I think that we should just wait for the outcome of the investigations.
Did she have an option?
She could have stayed out of the country.
And not come back to Ghana?
And not come back. She could. If she didn't, she came on her own volition.
Yes.
Nobody compelled her to come, and so on. And that's very significant.
According to her lawyers, she's not been invited yet by any investigative state apparatus. So as far as they're concerned, there's no issue.
It is possible that she may not have been invited yet, but if she was out of the jurisdiction, how was she to be invited? You understand? So it is possible that she has not been invited. Nonetheless, I mean, whatever it is, she's back home. And if the state investigative authorities have any questions to ask, it does appear that she's ready to answer those questions. I'm happy that she's back home. I mean, the level of confidence she's displaying is very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's saying you're shocked.
Yeah.
Arriving at the Kotoka International Airport.
Yes. I think that we'll wait to see, what will come out.
There were people who were for some reason expecting that she would have been arrested right there.
Why? She has voluntarily come.
And then whisked away.
No. I think, look, we should...
Because of history,
We should respect the rights of citizens. There's a woman of interest. A number of allegations have been made against her. She voluntarily comes back to the country. Why would you arrest her on the tarmac?
Yeah.
So what I expect is that if there are any pieces of evidence, if there are any questions that the investigative authorities want to pose, she will be respectfully invited, and then questioned. She has not been proven guilty in any court. You understand? She hasn't even been charged, and so on. So at this stage, I think it's important to respect her full rights, as a citizen of this country.
I see. The national organizer of the MPP has actually just sent this statement for my attention. And it's from Henry Nana Boakye. It says, consistent with my position that the Media Foundation for West Africa through Fourth Estate has no reasonable basis to smear my image. My lawyer, Sir Kodje Bafwe and partners have written a demand notice to MFWA, Fourth Estate, to retract and apologize for unjustifiably tainting my reputation. And it says, should MFWA, Fourth Estate, fail to do the needful, my lawyers have my full instructions to commence legal proceedings against them. Now, this was a statement which was authored on the 24th of February 2025. I doubt if because I haven't come across any apology or retraction from the Fourth Estate to Nana B, so I don't know whether he's going to go to court as he has threatened. But it says, Media Foundation for West Africa, attention the Executive Director, dear sir, demand for retraction and apology. We asked for Henry, and it's in connection with the same matter. We asked for Henry Nana Boakye, our client, and write in respect of the above subject. And it says, our client instructs us that sometime in February 2025, you aired on TV3 a purported investigative story titled NSS Scandal, the inside story, which story has been republished and discussed on several other media platforms. We're further instructing that as part of your presentation on TV3, you mentioned our client's name and published his picture as one of the people who managed the NSS, now known as the National Service Authority, from 2017 to 2024. It is our further instruction that you specifically allege that our client was at the NSA as Deputy Executive Director from 2017 to 2020 and imputed to him responsibility for happenings at the authority within the stated period, whilst our client is resolute that no wrong was done by the officers of the NSA. So then you begin to understand the posture of Gifty Oware-Mensah, that no wrong was done by the officers of NSA over the past 8 years. We have his instructions to bring to your notice that he was Deputy Executive Director between January 2017 and September 2018 when he resigned after being elected a National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. The publication of our client's picture along with the false allegations of fraudulent and improper conduct is defamatory of our client. Consequently, we have our client's instructions to demand from you, and we hereby do that within 7 days of receipt of this letter, you retract and or cause to be retracted the aforementioned story as published on TV3. We also have our client's instructions to demand that you issue an apology for the false publication within 7 days of receipt of this letter to publish in the same manner as aforementioned false allegations were published. So this statement or this letter was written on the 24th of February. Today is the 5th of March. I'm curious to know whether any action subsequently has been taken beyond the issuance of this statement. But like you said, in the last 8 years, as far as it's concerned, nothing untoward has happened. And would you have perhaps expected Gifty Oware to have done the same? If indeed,
no.
Because her name was all over the place as well.
Listen, I mean, Nana B is acting within his rights. And there's nothing wrong with the posture that he has taken. Indeed, if the Fourth Estate has evidence of wrongdoing, they have to provide it. If they refuse to apologize as demanded, it is reasonable to expect that the matter will go before a competent court. And the court then will decide whether or not indeed the allegations have any grounds or have no grounds. And if the allegations have no grounds, of course, the consequences are clear. You understand? The consequences for publishing falsehood and so on are very clear. I believe absolutely in respect to those who have been alleged to have committed these offenses. I have no problem. I have no problem at all, either with the investigation or the reaction of those who have been alleged to have misconducted themselves.
Okay.
You know, this is how every society should work.
Right.
And I have no difficulty at all.
Okay. So I think like as you rightly said, we wait to see what happens next.
Yeah.
And we're watching with bated breath. We're watching keenly how matters unfold. And looks like there are some interesting days ahead.
And the lady is not under any obligation to write to the Fourth Estate to demand an apology and so on. She's not.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you've been in the media for some time. All of us have been maligned at one stage or the other.
True.
Sometimes you're maligned and you simply decide to ignore it. You know, it's not worth the fight.
Yeah.
Look, fighting cases in the court is not easy. It comes with some expenses. And indeed, if you were to get very good lawyers, it can be very, very expensive. You understand? So sometimes you decide that your own actions, your own history and so on will speak for you. And therefore, there's no need to battle every allegation that is made against you and so on. Sometimes you make that decision very clearly. Okay. So the fact that people do not sometimes fight when allegations are made against them is not an indication of their guilt, and is not an indication of their cowardice. It is simply an indication that they don't want to go through the whole rigor, the expense involved and so on. Sometimes some of these libel cases can last for 3, 4, 5 years. Just cut your losses. You drop the case from court, and if need be, I would instruct the team, the editorial team, to write an apology. Clears you, everything is nicely done and so on. And he insisted on going to court. After 4 years in court, he lost the case. Lost the case completely. Yeah. And were actually awarded costs, substantial costs, which we have refused to pursue. And so these things are tricky. For me, the most important thing is that the rights of citizens should not be abused under any circumstance. Nobody is guilty until proven guilty. You understand? And the investigative authorities have to understand that accused persons have rights. You understand? Now, in this particular case, we are dealing with a situation where no charges have been filed against them. Yes. For now, rumor. You understand? For now, rumor. For now, speculation. That is what they are facing. And it's important that their full rights should be respected. Full, absolute, full rights should be respected as citizens of this country.